before Rasheeda even knew there was a betrayal to discover. Insider chatter suggests this fiery confrontation happened live, on camera, during what producers believed would be a reflective cast segment. But instead of closure, viewers may have witnessed an explosion that tore through years of friendship, loyalty, and silence. According to sources close to the set, Rasheeda reportedly stared Karlie straight in the eye and said, "You slept with Kirk before I even walked down the aisle, didn't you?" The room went still. Even the crew, we're told, froze. Now, while we can't confirm every detail, multiple fan pages and alleged leaks from behind the scenes paint the same messy picture. If true, this moment could go down as one of the most emotional, heartbreaking, and unforgettable scenes in the show's history. So what really happened between Rasheeda, Kirk, and karlieredd? Let's unpack this alleged betrayal. The reunion taping was meant to be a calm moment of reflection, at least. That's what the cast had been told when they arrived on set. The producers had planned it as a semi-live segment, aired with minimal edits to capture the cast's real-time emotions. The set was designed like a cozy lounge, warm lighting, soft instrumental music playing in the background, and cameras positioned to catch every angle of every interaction. Rasheeda had walked in that day looking elegant but serious. Sources say she wasn't in the mood for fluff. She wore a deep brown fitted suit, hair slicked into a tight low ponytail, and minimal jewelry. Her energy, according to one stylist backstage, felt sharp. She barely spoke to anyone in the green room and chose to sit by herself with a bottle of water in hand, reviewing what looked like a printed document folded in thirds. Nobody could tell what it was, but she kept glancing at it, folding and unfolding it with tension in her fingers. karlieredd arrived later, all smiles, blowing kisses, making her usual grand entrance. She wore a bold red dress with gold heels and a waist-length wig that moved dramatically every time she turned. Her energy was upbeat, joking with makeup artists and waving to fans outside the studio. At first glance, no one would have guessed the kind of confrontation waiting for her just a few feet away. The reunion started like any other. Host questions, light banter, flashback clips from the season. There were the usual digs, some laughter, a few shady moments that made the crowd gasp. But the shift came when the topic moved to long-term relationships on the show, specifically Rasheeda and Kirk. The host asked a general question about trust and rebuilding after betrayal. Kirk started to speak, giving his typical polished response about growth and maturity. Rasheeda nodded politely, but viewers could sense her smile wasn't reaching her eyes. And then the host said it. "So, Rasheeda, is there anything about your relationship with Kirk that you feel never got full closure?" The moment that question hit the air, everything changed. Rasheeda leaned forward. Her hands were clasped together, resting between her knees, but her eyes locked directly on Karlie. And without raising her voice, without any dramatic build-up, she asked, "Did you ever sleep with Kirk?" Before we got married, the room fell into absolute silence. Even the host looked blindsided. The camera angle reportedly didn't cut away. Instead, it zoomed slightly in on Karlie, whose smile immediately dropped. She blinked slowly, opened her mouth like she was going to laugh it off, then closed it again. The tension on her face was unmistakable. "Wait, what?" Karlie finally said, forcing a laugh. "What are you even talking about?" But Rasheeda didn't flinch. She repeated herself, this time slower. "Before we got married, did you sleep with him?" The crowd gasped. Kirk shifted in his seat. He looked at Rasheeda, then Karlie, then down at the floor. His silence was louder than any confession. Producers reportedly froze behind the scenes. They had known Rasheeda was planning something, but they didn't know what, and now it was unfolding in real time. Karlie's face flushed. She adjusted her hair, crossed her legs, and said, "Girl, no, why would you even think that?" Rasheeda leaned back slightly, her body language calm but calculated. "Because someone told me something, and when I went looking, I found something else." Karlie's tone turned defensive. "Somebody told you what? You gonna believe some rumor over your own girl? I've had your back for years." But Rasheeda wasn't backing down. "So that's a no?" she asked again, direct and deliberate. Karlie hesitated. It wasn't long, maybe a beat or two, but it was long enough for the internet to catch it, replay it, and start theorizing. Finally, Karlie said, "No, I didn't sleep with Kirk." But something in her tone felt uncertain, and that was enough. Fans who watched the live segment took to social media immediately. Tweets flew in by the hundreds. "Why does Karlie look so guilty? That pause told me everything." Kirk not even denying it. Rasheeda about to burn it all down. And if that wasn't messy enough, what happened next sent the entire reunion into chaos. Rasheeda reached into her jacket pocket and pulled out that folded piece of paper she'd been holding all morning. She unfolded it slowly, looked at it for a moment, then held it up just enough for Karlie to see. "This," Rasheeda said, "is from an old phone bill from when Kirk and I were just engaged. Your number showed up 14 times in one weekend. Late night, same hotel." She didn't raise her voice. She didn't cry. Her voice stayed flat, but her eyes were locked on Karlie like daggers. Karlie's eyes widened. Are you serious right now? Dead serious, Rasheeda said, and when I asked Kirk about it back then, he said it was business. I believed him. Now I don't. Kirk finally spoke. Baby, that was nothing. We were doing promo work back then. She was helping with an event. But Rasheeda cut him off. You had no reason to be in a hotel room with her. Not back then. Not while we were planning our wedding. The audience was completely silent. Even the host looked uncomfortable, shifting in their seat, unsure whether to step in or let the drama unfold. Karlie leaned forward now, her voice tight. You think I would do that to you? With your man? Girl, come on. You know how many men I could have had if I wanted to be messy. Kirk wasn't even. Then why haven't you denied it, straight up? Rasheeda snapped back. You've danced around it since I asked. Why? For a second, Karlie had no answer. That pause, that silence, the viewers needed. The segment was supposed to move on after that, but it didn't, because right before the producers could cut to commercial, someone from the back, a voice reportedly belonging to a lesser-known cast member called out, "Wait, are we acting like this ain't Binders?" More gasps. Now cast members were